everybody. Thank you for coming. What an honor it is to have all my colleagues up there from the business here playing for their dinner. I thought when we were young we played for our dinner, but when we get old, you guys are not supposed to play for just a meal, but thank you. God bless you, all of you. We're all so old and we're still playing for our dinner. Unbelievable. So I'm completely honored that you all are here, and then I'm very grateful here that my neighbors and my community is out here to support fine choral music in Santa Clarita Valley, which we have, which is kind of remarkable. I've always thought it's quite remarkable. So I have a few prepared remarks, and I'm sorry that I have to look down for them. But all this is important because it takes a city, right? It takes a village. And so I have some people to thank, and I also have some introductions to make. We were growing in stature. We're not, where we're going to be later on, but we're growing. And so this year, especially, because we have an honoree that's actually living. Hello, Alf. And not just a dead guy, Mancini, who wrote such beautiful songs. We also have pulled in some people I want you to know. So if you haven't met from the Los Angeles Master Chorale, which is like ancestrally our parent, right? We have Elizabeth Greenway at table 6. There she is, she's waving to you. Now, she's the Chief Advancement Officer, and I had to look up what in the heck is a Chief Advancement Officer. And so I looked it up in not Gideon's, that's the Bible. What's the other thing? The Webster's, and it said, get shit done. I thought, oh, that's my kind of girl, right? Chief Advancement Officer, get shit done. So we're getting shit done tonight, and some of the people that are helping me do it, I'm going to introduce you to right now. Before I do, well, it's true that ancestrally Elizabeth, LA Master Chorale, would be considered, ahead of us. The true birth mother of our chorale out here is our beloved Sherry Claus. Take a bow, Sherry. We have a gift for you. And Ed, our dear friend Ed, our singer, lost his mother, Mary Alice, who bid on that before the late unpleasantness of COVID. And she bid on that tea set, and then Dana gave it back, and we thought, you have to have it. So Sherry, thank you for the music. And I know you didn't start it alone, but you're taking a bow, especially for you and the others who did. Leslie, I think you were there at the very beginning. Now, let me also say, there's an old Italian proverb, at the table, no one ever grows old. So are you enjoying your dinner tonight? Yeah. Me too. I'm going to have my main course.
I need a larger applause than that, Brent. Are you enjoying
I told the kitchen staff I'd have my dinner for breakfast. And by the way, let me introduce tonight's chefs. Allison Henry, Vanessa Woolley, Cecilia Tenario, and myself, which I have to mention because later they're gonna auction me off. Headed by Allison. Allison, we have a basket for you. It's a juicer, and thank you, Allison, and all your staff in the kitchen. So now we're getting close to our entertainment. Sorry, band, I'm almost there. But we have to mention that the entertainment and the auction is chronicled in your program. Just take a look at your program right now, would you? The program is a beautiful design. The printing was gifted to us. You know me, I'm always 100%. 100% of everything you give tonight goes to the chorale, right? Nobody turned in a bill for anything that isn't paid by someone else, right? This is a zero budget fundraiser. Every dollar you give is bypassing all of the hearts of the musicians and the kitchen people and me and going directly to the chorale. And in order for that to happen, we felt we needed a beautiful design program so you could bid on these nice things. Elizabeth, thank you for the LA Master Chorale season tickets, by the way. The program was gifted to us by John Tenario, whose PR firm is called Pink Panther and Associates. It's actually not Pink Panther and Associates. Sorry, John corrected me. It's J. Arthur and Associates. Now, as you can see, there's a Pink Panther on the front, but that's because we honor the great Henry Mancini. And by the way, your dinner music up this far has been my very favorite CD of all jazz CDs. all CDs, period, by Michael Lang. It's homage to Henry Mancini, and we're lucky because Michael Lang is at the piano tonight. Michael, I have a basket for you, and it has a wristwatch in it, so you won't be late to sessions like Randy Kerber. Oh, from Remo. Yeah. Okay, now I've got just one more important group of characters to mention, but before I do, I'm going to take a moment aside. Sorry, I keep moving from the microphone because I want to see you guys. But there's a lovely girl whose picture's over there by the flowers, by the spigot of the sink, who I just lost this year, and born in the same year as me, I think, and we're like soulmates. And she heroically battled for 6 years against a disease that normally will take someone in less than a year, and changed the science on the whole thing. And I love her so much. Dana, I've been camping with her summer after summer. She's come to the house. She's been to this party. And even when she was doing her battle, she came to dinner and then had to leave prematurely and go crash for a little while. And she's a real trooper. And her spirit, I feel, is really here tonight. So Dana, we love you. We hope you hear the band play tonight, and you are beloved. Now, I mentioned the program, but what I didn't tell you is that we have at every table some very special people who decided to be on that invitation that you got in the mail so long ago, and they also came here and auditioned the dinner that you ate tonight and made comments, and they made comments about this and that and everything, so we had to fix everything. But in addition, they pledged $11,000 worth of pre-support, which they're starting to bring checks in right now to go towards the total. So between our honorary hosts and what you all will do tonight and the silent auction and the live auction will really advance choral music in our community by a giant step. So I want to honor, I'm not going to name them, but I would like the honorary hosts at every table to please stand. Yeah. That is the one. Mark. I'll do it. Sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna tell you. I was gonna introduce your waiters, but you probably already met them, right? They're wonderful people. It's Stacy Smith, John Paul Jones, Teresa Gonzalez, Linda Bonar, Catherine Rotime, Gail Hart, Elaine Werner, Mara Pruding, Charlie Pruding, and one who I didn't have on my list, but I forget who that was. So anyway, the centerpieces, by the way, were given to us by Remo Belli. Rest in peace. Those centerpieces we'll talk more about later. But that beautiful wine on the table, as well as many other things that you're about to experience, were given to us by our sponsor. And having a sponsor is something I've never had. We have a corporate sponsor tonight, and it's Darlene Krupa representing Remo. She's the vice president. To hear a lot more from Darlene later, but it's only going to be like this, okay? And you're going to have to get involved, those of you who want to get up from the table. Okay, now, I know it's taking a long time, but I first have to say something about our honoree. Alf, are you there? Scott, what a joy it is that you're here. Last time we were all here, Alf was sitting here, but he said, Dave, oh no, you guys can hear me. He said, Dave, what am I doing here with these high rollers? Where are the musicians, Dave? I didn't know where they were. They were way over there in the kitchen. So Alf goes out to the kitchen. So Alf's always going out to the kitchen. But our honoree is like, he's so special to a chorale because Sally, his wife, has been singing with us for a very long time. And so Alf is world-renowned, but he earned his Hollywood stardom the old-fashioned way. One brick at a time, right? He started way back when with shows on TV. He's been part of two of the biggest television shows in history, and much more. He like John Williams, would write themes, arrange, orchestrate, and go off to the studio at 8 a.m. in the morning to conduct it all. So he's been doing, someone told me this, but he's been doing TVs for so long. that he can't go anywhere, turn on the television after dinner without hearing his music. He can't go ride an elevator without hearing his music. He can't go to the dentist's office without hearing his music. This guy's music must calm people with a fear of heights or that don't want to have their teeth extracted. I don't know what it is. But tonight, moving the chorale forward, we have an honoree that's actually Alf. We love you. He's living. He's here. He was here. He's now here by our Zoom, and he's also here being recorded. And we are going to have fun with him. The music that you're going to hear from Dennis and the band is going to hail some of his great themes. And so after 27 seasons of The Simpsons, he finally put down his baton. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alf Clausen is our honoree tonight. Woo! I just have to say, the musicians love Alf. They love him. He's one of our own. He wants to sit with us rather than sit with, people that are making his salary or at least a fraction of it. And he's so humble, and yet his accomplishments have been so luminary over the years. Some of my colleagues up there, studio musicians, are one scratching their head. How does he keep going? Tim May, you played with him, right? On Simpsons, right? On the guitar. Yeah, all the time. So, along his great career, Alf pulled in 20 Emmy nominations, 2 Emmy Awards. In 2011, this was an important honor. He received ASCAP's Gold Standard, which is a prestigious Golden Note Award, and this is a coveted career achievement. It puts him in the ranks of people like Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Andre Previn, Michael W. Smith, Alicia Keys, Quincy, Garth Brooks, Stevie Wonder. Did I say Stevie twice? Anyway, we have a quote from the president of ASCAP, Paul Williams, the little guy, and he said, Alf's scores in TV and film are so endlessly inventive that as the imaginations of the show's writers and animators, and it takes so much work in being a composer to put your thought and arrange and conduct hours and hours of happy music every week. But he did that. So here tonight, representing ASCAP, remember I told you earlier I wanted you to meet some of the people that have taken us to the next level. We don't have Paul Williams. I think he lives in New York. But we do have the Vice President of Film and Television, Mr. Michael Todd, and his wife Laura. Michael, glad you're here. Woo! Okay. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to get you your light, Mike. I'm done. Except this is one thing here that I can't read. It says turn page. Turn page. Yes. Oh, well, we'll have more to say about you, Alf, in a minute, but Dennis and Scott have cooked up some great music for us and for you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dennis Dreith Band. I got to get the piano line.
Mancini, I'm sure everybody knows that one, and features Leslie Gore.
And I think we're just waiting for 1 second to get something from Michael.
All for one little piano.
I know.
one time, Alf. And you hired me again. But what in Dave's very beautiful introduction to Alf, what he didn't say was that he worked as a copyist and an arranger on all of these projects that he's composed as well. And Ashley Irwin, who wanted to be here to present the award to you tonight, our award tonight from the Society of Composers and Lyricists, he wanted to make sure that everybody here knew that Alf turned in a bill for his pencils and erasers, and he's the only person who's ever done it. All right, Alf. So this says, and Alf was, he's been such a supporter of the whole community of composers. He worked, he was at ASCAP, he was on the executive board at ASCAP. He was on the executive board, I believe even you served as a vice president of the Society of Composers and Lyricists, right, Alf? And so here we have this says, from the Society of Composers and Lyricists, honors our friend and colleague, Alf Clausen, in recognition of a lifetime of outstanding contributions to the art and craft of music for visual media. Please accept this with the thanks of the entire executive board of the Society of Composers and Lyricists for your contribution to our lives, Alf.
Start to wonder, then
brief. So, Alf, are you there? You're being recorded. Alf, we hope you don't mind. At some point, we need to play some songs you didn't write. But before we do that, I wanted to say the Master Chorale loves you and Sally so dearly. You've been with us for so many years. I forgot a time when you weren't with us. And thank you for faithfully attending all the concerts, and Sally, of course, for singing in all of the concerts, mostly, and definitely for going on our Maestro's magical summer European tours that not all of us can afford to go on, and for attending all the fundraisers, including all the fundraisers here at my home. Come to think of it, Alf, can I ask you, there's a big orange cone in my garage, and it's got your name on it. What should I do with that? I know composers are accustomed to preferred parking. I guess I'll hang on to it. Ladies and gentlemen, hundreds of LA studio musicians know and love working with Alf, and Alf loves working with his players too, almost as much as having a preferred parking place with his name on it at the studio. Alf, if you're hearing any of this, I want you to go out to the kitchen right now. Why don't you help yourself to one of those family name pickles that you're so famous for? And give Sally a pickle while you're at it. That wasn't what I meant to say. And ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy the Clausen pickles that were served this evening in the first course? Okay, good. Very good. Very good. You know what, Alan and Larry, you might want to come up here and save me right now. I'm going to invite our music director, Alan Petker, and our CEO, Larry Wood, up right now. And we have something to say to you, Alf, and you, Sally, and Scott, and anybody else who's listening. So this won't take long, Alan. Oh, there, Alan, you're playing. Alan's playing. So sorry, Alan. Did I tell you you were going to have to come down? I thought you were just coming over. Is Larry still here? Okay, this is now completely unrehearsed. Why don't you be green? And why don't you be red? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Alf, the Santa Clarita Master Chorale treasures you.
And not just because of those delicious pickles come to all of our concerts. You outbid us at all of our fundraisers.
We think you're important because you have an assigned parking space.
Everywhere. So, we'd love to have you and Sally always with us, and so by action of the Chorale Board of Directors, on behalf of all of our singers, we'll be directing half of the proceeds from tonight to establish our first endowment fund, to be named in your honor, the Alf and Sally Clausen Santa Clarita Master Chorale Endowment. Whoa, here it is. Okay, and this is to ensure that, Alf, this is to ensure that not only will our chorale and fine choral music be with this community for a very, very long time, but that you will always be a part of each step that we take. So thank you, Alf and Sally Clausen and the family. And now, without further ado, won't you please welcome back the Dreith Band and a salute to Henry Mancini. Woo!
among that was a song called David Wines Roses. Now, the song itself has this really sweet kind of, vibe to it and romantic. When you see a movie, it's a movie that's generating through depravity and alcoholism. It's not exactly a sweet comedy. So Mike, in his instrumentation, took and reharmonized this, and then I took and did an arrangement based on Mike's reharmonization. So this is the David Wines Roses featuring Mike Lang.